welcome to Talk That Talk.
Yeah, so it's Beyonce. Yeah, so it's Beyonce.
All right, what's going on, everybody? And welcome back to another week of Talk That Talk. I am your host, Tamara Simone. Got some amazing people in the building with me. I got my girl, Brittany. What's going on, Brittany?
What's up, Tam?
And has someone very special. I'm really excited that he's in the studio with me today. Seth Furey, thank you for being here.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Yes. How are you?
I'm great.
Doing great. All right, so we need to get right into it. I want to know everything about Hands of Furey. Tell us about it. How did you get it started?
So Hands of Furey is a mobile massage therapy company based in LA. I got started with this about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Felt like there was a need for it because everything was kind of based around the personal training fitness aspect of fitness. And I wanted to bring another element that could be a lot more fun and youthful and relatable to people nowadays. So I kind of did like a little spin of massage therapy, and I kind of just displayed it in my own unique way so that people can kind of get into it without, necessarily having to either be here or be a fan of massage therapy. They can now know about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. So you're originally from Boston,
I'm
right?
from Boston, yes.
So what made you come to LA?
Initially music. Yeah,
Music?
so yeah, LA is like the place to be if you want
Yeah.
to do some music. So I came here 10 years ago.
Okay.
And once I got a taste of the sunshine, it was
It
no
was like-
going back.
it was
Yeah,
over
I'm like,
from there.
this is home now. So
Yeah. Okay, so what happened to the music? Are you still involved in doing that?
I am slowly getting back into it now.
Okay.
What it is I was spreading myself too thin. I
Okay.
felt like I was doing music and I was doing personal training and massage therapy, and I felt like nobody really knew what to place me for. And
Okay.
when that happens, a lot of times it's hard to really build one thing.
Yeah.
So I kind of took a step back with the music, put it on pause, focused on the massage therapy full time, and that's when I was able to grow Hands of Furey. Now, when I sing or do anything music related, people have such a big interest now because they already kind of know me, and they know me for one thing.
Yeah.
So I will go back into it. That's next in the plans. But I had to do it in good timing.
Yeah.
So where it made sense.
Timing is always important.
It is,
You
yeah.
definitely have to be, everything happens
Yeah.
for a reason, so.
And you know what? Music now is finally getting back to
Yeah.
what it is I like.
Oh.
And I took, like 5-6 years ago, I'm like, I don't even like the music that's being put out,
Right?
so I don't know
What
where
do
I
you
fit
do?
in.
You sing?
I sing, yeah. I'm like
Oh,
R&B,
okay.
like
R&B.
I grew up in the 90s, obviously.
Okay.
So all the stuff I was hearing years ago, I'm like, will somebody come back with real music?
Real.
And now, you got LMA and Division.
Oh my God, I love LMA,
Me too,
her,
yeah.
and I'm a huge fan of Tank. I love Tank.
Oh, yeah, Tank's been around the whole
He's
time.
been
yeah.
around for a while,
But he was
I'm
like
glad.
a lone survivor because nobody else was doing R&B except him.
Yeah.
Now, the younger generation is starting to kind of put it out and people are listening to
Yes.
it. So I'm like, this might be the time to come back
This
and
is
do
the right time.
Exactly, yeah.
That's really dope. Can you give us the sample or no?
Shoot. I said it. Move it on.
It's okay. I'm just playing with you. All right, so you moved from Boston to
Yes.
LA, and you started Hands of Furey. What makes you so different compared to everyone else?
Most massage, well, for one, it's the way we brand ourselves. We
Yeah.
do it in a way that's very unique. Because when I first started doing it, I'm coming from R&B.
Oh, yeah.
So people, all the fans that I had as far as that, they knew me to just be this dude on stage, singing, putting oil on. Like, it was a very complete opposite transition to doing massage therapy that is a very, a little bit more old-fashioned and just traditional. Really take us seriously when we first started because they were like, these guys are just over here trying to touch girls. I'm not letting that
Why
light-skinned
would you
dude come
say they
anywhere
didn't take
near.
you serious, though?
Well, just based on what they said.
Oh, okay.
Like when we started to post about it, people were like, nah, you ain't touching my girl. Or, nah, you're that R&B dude. Like, why would you all of a sudden just be doing massage therapy? Nobody knew that I was doing it before because I wasn't really promoting it. So I had already had the skill. I just wasn't going into it. So with that being said, I had to find a creative way to showcase what I do. And so I started to make these videos. And I said, okay, I'm going to set up a photo shoot, and I'm going to make this just on my hands. Take it off my face, take it off who I am as a person. Just let them see the work.
Yeah.
And I made it look beautiful. The music, the editing, and so people saw that, and they're like, wow, that actually looks good. So at that point, there was no more denying whether I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I kind of just killed whatever, chatter was going on and just proved myself.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the way we've made our whole entire brand. It's like, instead of just stealing pictures off the internet or just, taking generic things. I'm like, what you see is going to be an exact representation of what you're going to get with us.
That's
So
really
this is the videos, these are the pictures, there's no surprise. And so that's what makes us very different from other companies in the way we brand and, promote ourselves.
That's really dope. And you do, you go to different events
So
you're mobile, so you go to different events.
So we're mobile. So we do obviously we do the private house calls. But what makes us more unique would be the events. Now we go to people's houses. We do a lot of bachelorette parties and parties that enjoy our brand. Yeah. And that's fun and all. But we recently have started to throw our own parties. Okay. Because I was like, listen, it's nice to go to other people's parties, but we're basically just coming on to what it is they already have set. But what if I could do everything from scratch? I can provide the music that I want. I can provide the ambiance I want and get all the different stations of pampering that I would want and then just bring the people to us. Okay. And so we did our first one actually last month, and it was a complete success for the first time. Like, everybody was there. They were like, listen, we've never been to a party with this type of vibe. Because I told the DJ, I said, I don't want no 2 Chainz.
No ratchet stuff.
Yeah, I said, I want straight R&B the whole night. I don't want anybody turning up. We had the rose petals in the pool, the candles all around. It was just the mountain view, and it was unlike anything. And so people were just coming out. They were taking part in the activities, getting massages and facials and eating and wine. And it was a direction that, got a lot of attention. So we're actually throwing Tisha Campbell's party in a couple of weeks. Yeah, so she's seen it, and she was like, do a party for us. So that's pretty much the direction that I think will make us most distinctive, because it gets to be completely our own creative design.
Awesome. And how long have you been doing massage?
Myself, 7 years.
7 years. And what got you into it? Did you go to school for it, or how did that?
Well, I went to school again out here in California. Okay. And I obviously wanted to get that under my belt so that I could just, fulfill this to the biggest extent or capacity that I could. I know a lot of people do it out there under the table, and that's fine, whatever. But, the way I see it, I see it as being a household name nationwide. Yeah. So in order to do that, I wanted to get everything set in stone, legit. And, I just, like I said, I started off with the personal training. And I felt like in LA, everybody already had a trainer or was a trainer themselves.
It's always big.
So I have so many friends that are trainers, and I'm like, power to you. I'll definitely support you in any way. But with my brand, I'm not competing with you anymore. I can work with you, and you guys can support me fully without ever feeling like I'm taking your clients. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like if I can make my own lane that's less traveled, then, there'll be less competition. That's so good. That's awesome. And it's fun, yeah.
And you love what you do, right?
I love what I do. It's a lot different because, when you walk into a home and you get the instant gratification of seeing somebody feel better when you walk into when you leave. With personal training, you have to convince somebody to believe in what can happen to their body for months and months. And it's not, the first session, they don't see any results. Yeah. And I can only work with people, because I'll still currently train people now and then, but it has to be somebody that I believe wants to actually make a change. Yeah. If I'm not there to just keep you company. I went through a transformation myself. I came out to LA and I was kind of a chunky boy.
You're a chunky?
I was like 30 pounds heavier. Really? Because Boston doesn't require you to be fit.
Yeah, it's so out cold. Here definitely you gotta be looking snatched all the time.
Out here you do, because it's summer year round. In Boston, I'm like, why am I gonna pass up this good food for 2 days of summer 6 months from now? Yeah. So you just get comfortable. And when I came to LA and I actually made the transformation and I saw how it made me feel, my self-esteem, I wanted to be able to give that to other people. Yeah. But if you don't really want that, then go to somebody else who just wants to take your money. I'd rather just do the massage therapy because I know I'm making immediate changes right there on the spot. Yeah, so that's dope. That's really
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. As long as you love what you're doing, and and then you're gonna be getting back into the music. That's definitely awesome.
Exactly.
So, what packages do you provide? Like, what kind of massages do you have?
So we do a variety of different styles of massage. We do Swedish, hot stones, deep tissue, Thai, sports. Most of the ones that I do would be a combination, just because I feel like there are certain elements of each style that are great. So if you can kind of just have one therapist that is efficient in all of them, then you'll have a very unique, amazing experience. You'll get relaxed, you'll get stretched, you'll get, the release from the deep tissue. So that's what I try to have most of my therapists be very well-rounded with. And we're a smaller team. I got to mention that. So
how many of you? How many?
Right now, there's about 8 of us. But the difference is we're a strong 8. Yeah. We have people that reach out to us all the time through DMs, like, "Hey, man, how can I join? How can I be part of the team?" And first, I'll go through their page. Yeah. And I need to make sure that whatever their page represents is a representation of what we have. Exactly. So if you're twerking on your page, or you got money and drugs on a bed, that's nothing that I want to be affiliated. Yeah. The fact that you even post that just kind of shows me where you might be.
Yeah, where your head's at.
So can I trust you going to a nice, little Bel Air lady's house? Probably not. Yeah. So those will be the ones. But if they make it past that first test, then I'll say, okay, let's set something up. They'll come by. They'll give me an actual massage hands-on. Okay. At that point, we'll start talking credentials and what it is they do. Because honestly, if they can't massage, I don't care how long they've been a therapist or where they've worked, because I know a lot of people have the resume but can't massage for their life. So I'm like, okay, if you pass all the tests, you're personable, you're charismatic, you're polite, and you can speak well, then you are now fitting within the realm of what we represent. So I was lucky enough to find a solid 8. And we'll grow as the business grows. We'll have more people seeking out to us, and we'll have more options of people to pick from. But for right now, from what I've seen, I'm happy. Yeah. So,
well, that's good. That's all that matters. It's quality over quantity.
Amen.
That's for
yes,
sure.
Exactly.
That's definitely for sure. So you have women involved.
Women
as
and
well.
men. Yes.
Women and
yeah.
men.
So we I feel like the guys get more attention. Just because it's more unique. I mean, everybody knows women have been around for massage therapists for a while, but to see guys that are able to control themselves working with the amount of beautiful women that we do, because we're in LA. I mean, they're everywhere. So to have people that are very professional like us, because, you know, I have a lot of friends or people that'll walk up to me like, man, how do you do that? Like, come on, there's got to be something going on. And I'm like, bro, like, when you've been doing this for so long and you are really passionate about this isn't your Saturday night freak off, you know what I mean? Like, this is actually,
because a lot of people, they put you know, a massage therapist under that stereotype of like happy endings.
Of course,
and stuff like
because
that.
there's so many people coming in with no credentials that are just simply trying to do it on the side, and that's just how they probably make their extra money.
Yeah, how do you stem away from that though?
As far as
not trying to put you under the umbrella of that stereotype.
Well, reputation.
Yeah.
For the 5 years that we've been in business, we've had 5 stars on Yelp, and those are from random people who come from all over the place, so it's not biased. And LA being such a small city, everybody would talk amongst themselves if there was something to talk about. So when you have Carucci and all these people that people idolize and look up to saying they're good, you can trust them, then that's kind of how we separate ourselves from the creeps, you know. And so I just let everybody know, like, you know, if everybody's all saying the same thing, then you're in good hands with us, you know.
That's dope.
Exactly.
So like, have you ever had like an encounter where it's just like you deal with a lot of high-end celebrities? Do you get ever like nervous, or your staff get like nervous about it? Like, how do you control that?
Now I don't. I can't even remember who the first one was. I really can't. I would say like maybe Carucci, because Carucci was the first one to publicly let it be known that we worked with her.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the thing, like, I've worked with way more celebrities, bigger A-list celebrities, but they chose to keep it confidential, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So I can't really use their name to pump our brand.
Yeah.
Carucci was nice enough, and you know, she wanted to help us.
Yeah.
And by doing so, she made a video with me, we posted it, and that changed a lot of stuff for us. So the first time I did Carucci, I'm not really nervous. I'm just so zoned in trying to do the best possible thing. And like, because I've done it for so long, it's no longer like me guessing and trying to figure out what I'm doing. Like, it's almost like an extension of my body. Like, it's second nature at that point.
So you know all the
like if I was pretending I was better than I was, and I was just going in there like inexperienced, hoping to do a good job, you'd probably feel it. But because I've done it for so long, like at this point I can go in there and be like, I'm the best at what I'm going to do, and you're going to experience that, and I feel confident that you'll feel that by the end of the session. Yeah. So this is my field, you know.
Yeah, that's really dope. Do you feel like you would say that Carucci has helped your brand?
She helped a lot, because it's Carucci's a very respected celebrity, and that's what there's a very big difference between getting endorsed by her versus somebody who might be famous for doing something that didn't really cause for them to be famous. But they have so by her, you know, she has a lot of females that look up to her, being the type of celebrity that she is. So it really got a lot of attention just from her, more so than anybody who may have even had more followers. Her specifically, her audience like meshes so well with Hands of Furey. And so we go to like BeautyCon.
Oh my God, I was just at BeautyCon. Oh,
I love BeautyCon.
Oh my God, it's so much fun.
So we go there and people are walking up to us like, are you Carucci's therapist? Are you? So I was like, man, we're really almost being branded as her. And I'm like, I am okay with that, you know, because I love Carucci. So it was cool. She helped a lot.
That's really awesome. So so you have oils too, right?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Tell me about those oils, because you just released them?
We did a soft release like back in June. So now we're in the process of revamping our whole marketing strategy.
That's dope.
But the oils are so good. And you know, because I've worked with oils since the beginning of time, so I know which type of oils I like, and I was able to find the best kind. And I had this oil lady that is so into it, so I knew exactly who to go to when I wanted to craft them up. So we sat at her place, and she has like a whole factory of essential oils. And we
out here. She's based in LA.
She's based in LA. She is like further in like the valley, like Reseda area.
Okay.
And we got there, and she just had all the oils laid out. So I was not only able to smell them, but I could see how they paired together, and then not only what they smelled like, what the benefits were of each type of oil. Because I knew I wanted to have different types of oils. I wanted to have something to relax you.
Yeah.
I needed a muscle relaxer oil that was more for like injuries or people that had like intense pain.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to do a cellulite oil, something to kind of...
You have cellulite oil?
I do, and that's like my favorite one. Yeah, so we haven't released that one yet, but that one will be coming out very, very soon. And between those three, I felt like it was a strong enough collection of oils that we could definitely have a nice brand, a line. And they're so good. Everybody who's bought in them has had great reviews. They're very solid made. They're in a nice glass bottle, which is, it's beautiful.
Ooh, nice.
We didn't cheap out in any ways, you know, and that's the best part. Like, I feel like with Hands of Furey, what separates us is that we don't take shortcuts. Everything from our tables, our sheets, our uniforms, everything is pressed and clean, and the oils, like, you're not going to get any
all over my body
from
the lotion.
So it depends on what was in the lotion. So ours is...
Because I asked her, because she said it was lavender, but I'm like, I'm not allergic to lavender.
I don't think it would be the lavender. I think it would be the base.
Okay.
So lavender is the essential oil that you put in the base. They're not going to massage you with an essential oil. I mean, those are so potent. It's literally a couple drops.
Okay.
So they put those drops within an oil. Our oil that we use is sunflower. Ooh. So that's like the base. It's a very light oil. I've worked with it for years. It doesn't clog your skin, so if you have acne, you can keep it on your face. And I've worked with other oils that are a lot greasier that you have to shower with afterwards because your neck just feels, you know, sticky and gooped up. So obviously, you know, you may want to run by the client if they have any allergies to it. But everything's printed on the bottle. So if you read it and you still buy it, then that's your own fault for not being able to read. But everything's on the site, everything's on the bottle, and the only ingredients that are in it are what you're reading. So there's no like hidden ingredients. So whatever they had in that lotion wasn't the lavender. It was definitely the oil that they put the lavender in.
So you prefer oils over lotions?
I prefer lotions for tougher surfaces like feet or hands.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm working on someone's crusty foot, I'm not going to want to have oil. I feel like, you know, lotion will break it up just a little bit, you know.
Wait, I know you've had some horrible encounters with some feet, because I'm not a foot person, so I commend you for even touching feet.
I know.
Like, how do you not, because I'm all about facial, like, I'll make a horrible face, like, ooh, you know, how do you control that?
Well, for starters, I cover their eyes. Because I don't like people looking at me when I'm massaging them. It's awkward. Especially guys.
Oh, yeah.
And when it comes to feet, I mean, if it's clean and it doesn't smell, I'll do the foot. If it does, I'll just put a sheet over it and just kind of do like a, you know, compression type massage over the sheet.
Okay.
I'm not going to subject myself to any type of fungus or any type of, you know, lack of dirt. I don't want to massage dirt. So if you are, and it's funny because, like I said, we make these types of comedy videos that highlight these types of scenarios. So I actually had one of my friends, actors, Oscar, play out this storyline, and it was, you know, he showed up to the front door and he walked probably like 2 miles with his barefoot, and he's stepping in dog crap, and and it was just, obviously it was dramatization, but it was very close to what we go through. Like, people will jump on the table with black feet.
That's nasty.
And they'll have the nerve to say, "Can you focus on my feet? They hurt." And I'm like, I get why they hurt. You just walked through God knows what to come greet us outside. So I feel like if you're clean from head to toe, you're going to get a better massage. That's like the message that I deliver to all clients. Like, if you know, if it's the same with life. If you are around somebody who smells good and you know they're clean, you're more willing to touch them and you know, give them a better. If it stinks, you're barely gonna want to touch them. You just wait for the session to be over.
Because that's all about touch. That's what massage
is. It is, yeah. And
you gotta be. Ooh.
I would never get a massage unless I was fresh out of the shower.
Okay.
It's just a common courtesy. Like, why would you want someone to? And most of our clients are very, very good about that.
That's good.
Few exceptions, and it's, you know, it's what it is. But for those that are, we just work around it. Just do the massage on top of the sheet or put some gloves on.
But what if they're like, I want my foot touched?
Well, I'm gonna tell them. Well, you know what? In
like,
some
what do you do in that?
Some cases, like if let's say it was like I was working with someone that I actually knew, and they just had a bad day. Maybe they stepped in something and didn't realize it. I'll take a little napkin and just wipe their foot off. You know, I'll put some hand sanitizer on and clean it, or, you know, it's not the end of the world as long as it's not a continuous thing. And if they're their first time client, I'm most likely just not gonna have the patience for it, and I'll probably just put a sheet over it and you know, wash it. But Yeah, they should know that. I mean, it's common courtesy.
Yeah.
You know, don't let somebody touch you while you're dirty.
Okay. What about like first timers like that
Yeah.
are coming to you for the first time?
Yeah.
I know some women get like a little intimidated or kind of nervous when they have someone touching them like that. Like, how do you make them calm? How do you make them
Well,
relax?
for starters, we go to them. We're mobile, so there's no storefront. So when we go to them, I think the biggest thing is I try to just smile. I try to be very friendly and just I know what they're thinking at this point, and I try to just break down all their insecurities or guards. I instruct them exactly what's going to take place. I let them know I'm going to be stepping out of the room. They'll have the full privacy to do what they have to do while I'm washing my hands. And then when I come back, at that point, you know, it's just communication. If you come in there and you start looking them up and down, or you start saying little passes like, "Ooh, you look nice," like I don't compliment them. I don't like I'm not going to tell you smell good. I'm not going to say anything that could be suggestive to make them feel like, okay, this guy's coming on to me. You got to just be like a stone wall. Just say what you got to say about what's going to happen. And then when you do the session, you just have to be very mindful of, you know, their body movements. You know, if certain things are making them twitch, or, you know, you have to be intuitive and kind of know, okay, she may not be comfortable with this. Maybe she doesn't want me doing her thigh. I'll just keep the sheet right here behind the knee. So it's all about being able to read each person. And not treat them all the same, because everybody has different comfort levels. Yeah,
true.
You know?
And so how, if someone wanted to book you guys to come for a party, how would they go about that?
The best way is through Instagram. Just because we're on that daily. They could go through the website. Everything is Hands of Furey. So the spelling is Hands, hands, of, and then Furey, F-U-R-E-Y. So that's the biggest thing. It's not F-U-R-Y like the word. It's actually a name. So F-U-R-E-Y. .com for the website, as well as the Instagram and everywhere else. And
then you came up with the name because your last name
is
Furey.
Yes, I'm Seth Furey. And I'm like, this name is too good to not do a spinoff, you know? And it's funny, I came up with the name, and I told a couple of friends, and instantly they just kept saying it back to me all day, like, Hands of Furey, Hands of Furey. I said, you know what? It got a ring. And it's a familiar name. Like, they have like old, you know, Fist of Fury and different types of name that makes it a familiar ring that people really grab onto with the name. So
I like the sound of that. And what's you guys' motto? Do you have a motto?
Motto?
Or like something that you guys go by or known for?
With the liquid? No, I wouldn't say that.
What is that?
No.
Signature.
Yeah.
What's the signature?
Well, no, we kind of have this joke that is kind of aligned with our brand, and that's kind of just lick your lips and look into the distance.
Well, how do you come up with that?
Huh?
How do you come up with that?
Well, here's what I came up with that. Let me break it down. It's more so for me than it is everybody on the team. I kept doing these massage videos, and keep in mind, like I said, I'm the first one to ever do massage videos. Now people are starting to do it slowly, but back years ago, I was just always being filmed, and I'm like, how do you really get filmed doing a massage? Like, do you look into the camera? Do you keep your head down? Like, what's the protocol for where you're supposed to be doing? So I would just kind of just look off into the distance and kind of like not be staring into the camera. One of my friends called me out about it and was like, man, you always in there seducing people on your. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't do any of that. I'm like, all I do is maybe lick my lips and look off into the distance occasionally. And I said it in a joke, and then he started laughing, and then I went back to all my videos, and I put like a quick little compilation of all the videos, and it was probably like 10, 15 different videos of me just doing the same thing, and I was like, damn, I really do, yeah. So then I started, and then I made like a competition where I had guys sending me videos of them doing their best impersonation, and I put that together, a little genuine track in the background.
Hilarious.
And it was just a funny way to kind of brand ourselves. Anything we can do to keep people not putting so much seriousness on what we do, because it's fun, it's enjoyable. It doesn't have to be this like dark, like secretive type of field that most people have a perception of. Like massage therapy can in fact be done in more of a public environment, like the parties and the videos with the camera, and it doesn't have to be such a secretive thing. Like so by adding this little element of laughter to it, it kind of made people have something to, you know, familiarize themselves with us, even guys, you know. So
that's really dope.
It's just I got to get creative, because like constantly, well, for especially one, people start to copy what we do.
That's the worst.
And it happens. I'll take it as a compliment. But we have to continuously reinvent ourselves. So, you know, as I see things start to happen, I always find solutions. Like for a while, we had a hard time getting guys to take part in our brand. Like we had like 90% female, 10% guys. And I'm like, how do I get some of the guys? 'Cause that's half the population. How do I get them to take part in what we do? So what I started to do was I started to teach couples classes. So I said,
how's that?
So those are really cool. So instead of the guys being uncomfortable with us massaging their girls, so they don't want anything to do with our brand. They hear Hands of Furey, they're taking the phone away.
They're like, oh no.
But I'm like, well, what if I teach you how to massage your girlfriend? You get to touch her. I'll stay nowhere near her. I'll bring an assistant. I'll be right beside you. You watch what I do. At the end of the day, you get all the praise. You get all the loving. That's kind of like...
That's what it is right
That's
there.
what it is, yeah. And so I did one guy. He started getting all these comments like, he's so sweet. I wish there were more guys like him in the world. And all the other guys are reading the comments like, hey, dog, I want to do it for my girl. Yeah. So I said, okay, well, let's set you up. And so we started doing different couples. We made this big Valentine's Day promotion where everybody was just feeling the love in the air. And it was great. People really started to see our brand as a completely different thing. Now, we were no longer just a massage therapy company. We were a brand that had a purpose. And that purpose was bringing people together and actually utilizing this vehicle to bring a bigger cause.
Yeah, that's a game changer right there.
It is, yeah, and that's what separates us even more from other companies. Like, we're not just massaging, like, we're actually bringing change to, based on what we believe in.
Yeah, because one guy wouldn't want to learn how to massage their girl.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm teaching y'all some exclusive stuff right now. Yeah.
You're helping them out because I must say, these guys out here be...
They don't know what they're doing. I know.
They don't be afflerizing or leading or anything like that. I'm like, what are you doing? Is that your elbow?
And it is fun. And another thing is at the end of the class, once the guy has learned what he's doing, I'll have him hit the signature. So he'll lick his lips. And it's so funny, especially when you take like old people and they look so uncomfortable doing it, but it's funny because they know they got the stamp of Hands of Furey approval. Yeah. Once you do that, you official,
Yeah, you're in there.
So
you're in the
that's
money.
what I'm saying. Yeah, so it's just fun ways to you have to just keep evolving, or else something will eventually pin you down and you just get stuck. So that's why I'm always open for change, always evolving, and it's a lot of fun.
And before we end, you do different milestones, like when you hit like a certain amount of... How's that? Like, what do you...
Again, that's just my way of letting people know that we are actual people that care about our fans, and care about the people that support us. And so every time we hit a 10,000 mile mark, with our followers on Instagram, we'll do a giveaway. The most recent one we did, which is going to be released pretty soon, was so beautiful. So we, I teamed up with 3 other people. So I have, so many of my friends are so talented, between designers and makeup artists and photographers. So I found 3 of mine that I'm really good friends with, and I said, let's pick one woman to come out with the day with us, and we're just gonna blow her mind. We're gonna give her a massage, we're gonna give her a full-on makeover, from the makeup to the design, and then you're gonna photo shoot it or photograph it, and then we'll give the pictures and we'll create a beautiful story for it. And it was such a beautiful turnout, and just the whole expression from when she showed up to when she left, and she didn't really know what to expect, and because we kind of kept it under wraps to try to keep it a little bit of a surprise, and things like that, just really to be able to use what we do and inspire and make people really enjoy it. It's a very, very rewarding type of thing that keeps us going, and so when we get to 70, we'll do something bigger and better and just keep it going. So
that's really awesome, because I don't see a lot of people doing that and giving back and helping each other out. That's really dope.
Exactly, and really people love it. We love it, and it's just, I feel like it's necessary. Like, if you have any type of platform and you're not giving back, it's kind of like, what are you really doing with that name? Like, it should be bigger than just making the money and keeping the business. Like, do something that's going to be lasting, that people will remember you by. And I feel like that's what it is.
That's really dope. And before we end this, I want to know, what is some advice you can give someone that's trying to be an entrepreneur? Like, what advice would you give them?
Is to, for one, find your niche. It's sometimes it just clicks. You might try a few things that don't work, but when you find something that clicks and you feel it in your heart, you just got to keep pushing. Even if people around you don't necessarily see it, they will eventually believe it once they start seeing your dedication, your commitment. And then you just have to be willing to, just pick up and go. Because it's, when I first started, it took a long time to get off the ground. Like, and everybody kept saying, man, just go back to music. And I'm like, I know I got the music, I know I can do that, but I really believe that I can do something with this. And everyone's like, Hands of, they made jokes about it, especially the guys. They made jokes about it. They thought, and then all of a sudden they're like, damn, my girl's saying it, they're saying it, they're on TV, they're on the radio. Like, what is this brand? And I feel like it's the biggest compliment when guys respect you, because the natural thing is for guys to want to hate on you. But for them to come out of their way and respect what you do, you're like, okay, I actually have something that's really popping right now, And that would have never happened if I didn't just keep on going with what I envisioned. So with any person starting off, it's definitely going to be tough. It's definitely going to be people that try to tell you to do something else. Your parents might even be the one that tell you to go back to school, but you just have to believe that there's going to be a period in which you might be in limbo, in which you're just working and making no money. But it will come, and it'll all be worth it in the end. And when you can wake up any day of the week and not have to worry about getting up for a 9 to 5, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. My Tuesdays are the same as my Saturdays.
Amen.
And it's like, and I to think that I've been working for myself entirely for the past 4 years is like the biggest blessing ever.
Yes.
Like, and then I have people working for me, like, and it's just great to be able to provide work for them.
Yeah.
That could have never come about if I wasn't brave enough to quit my last job and just make it happen.
Just go for it.
So that is the entrepreneur life, and you just gotta just believe.
Yeah, that's all it's about. Well, thank you so much, Seth, for being here. I was so excited to have the opportunity to speak with you. Where can they find you? I need your YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff.
Yes, so everything we kept a uniform is Hands of Furey.
Okay.
There's no dashes, there's no spaces. HANDSOFFUREY.
Awesome.
Look out for us.
Yeah, of course. And you guys can also follow me at Tamara Simone Live and my YouTube channel, Lights Tamara Action. Until next time, bye.